Go ahead, Ravi.
Welcome to meeting 356 of Turning Point Toastmaster. I am Ravi Bhardwaj, Sergeant at Arms for today. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You are inside the code of conduct of a Toastmaster meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. There are few ground rules to obey. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise making device are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. TMOD, Table Topic Master, and Journal Evaluator. Please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to respective role players. Role players. Please rename yourself as role player, your name, your club name. You may omit the club name if you are a member of Turning Point Toastmaster. Please acquaint yourself with the role of timer. The timer will use background change or screen sharing to indicate timing using one of the three cards. Green means that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it is a good time to start concluding. Red, red specifies that you have 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timing will be explained in due time. We encourage you to use Zoom emoticons to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or stage or speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting together and focus on speaker. Please stay on mute until requested to unmute. Poll will be launched at each session and they will be closed after 30 seconds. So now I would like to introduce our presiding officer, Utkarsh. Utkarsh is a social science researcher in JNU, Delhi. He loves traveling and do adventure activities. And most importantly, he is our president of the club. So without wasting any time, I would like to invite our Utkarsh to take the stage. Utkarsh, please confirm.
Hi, Toastmaster Ravi. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ravi, our Sergeant at Arms for today. Yes, we can have a huge round of applause for him. His debut role as a Sergeant at Arms, and needless to say, completely justifying it. Thank you for beginning the meeting on such a right note and briefing us with all the rules so immaculately. Hello, good evening to all of you, to all the Toastmasters and dear guests. A warm welcome to each one of you as we converge for yet another meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. I request you all to sit comfortably, get your favorite snacks and drinks, switch on your camera, which is very important because we are not an office meeting or a boring meeting. Be participative and relish these 2 hours, as I promise you that it's going to be a very fruitful, not one bit boring, in fact, fun-filled meeting as a seasoned Toastmaster will guide us through his learnings of competing at the division level of an international speech contest. We'll get back to it all of it. But first and foremost, let me acknowledge the guests and who are joining us today. We're joined by Navodhuti Banerjee. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I request you to please unmute yourself and correct me if I'm pronouncing your name like I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Hi, Navodhuti. Are you there? Navodhuti, are you there? I guess there's some lag or some network issue. All right. We also have with us Toastmaster Animesh Das. Is he here? All right. He has dropped off too. So these are all. Navodhuti, I request you for the final time. Can you hear me? Is it possible for you to unmute? All right. There's some issue. We'll connect with the person a bit later. In the meantime, I welcome everyone. I welcome the guests from our sister club, Spearhead Toastmaster Jaspreet, who is the Vice President Public Relations of Spearhead Toastmasters. I welcome you all. Rest assured, you will have a cracker of a time. Participate during the impromptu sections, make the most out of the meeting, and rest assured, I will surely ask for any areas of improvement or your valuable feedback towards the end of the meeting. Folks, I have something big to share with you all. And by big, I literally mean it's something huge to acknowledge. Last Sunday, they held a division level contest for Division I, and our club falls in Division I. And my heart swells with pride to announce that our representative from our club, distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyayani, stood second in the international speech contest and made us so proud. I urge everyone to congratulate Toastmaster Anant by muting themselves right away for a moment and giving him a humongous, gigantic round of applause. I request everyone to unmute. I think Toastmaster Anant is busy on a phone call, but that's your part to acknowledge. I request that, yes, a huge applause for
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, we can unmute, like we can mute ourselves. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Anant. Keep on shining and making us proud. This is your moment if you want to give any kind of a small speech or a thank you note for everyone else.
Just a simple thank you to all of you. This is your victory, and let us strive for better always.
Thank you so much. Keep on shining and making us proud. I would also like to take this moment to acknowledge Toastmaster Jaspreet and distinguished Toastmaster Nitin from our sister club, Spearhead Toastmasters Club, for competing with such class and vigor at the division level contest. We are supremely proud of your journey as well. Can we have a huge round of applause for both of them as well? Well, speaking of the division level contest, I was fortunate enough to be present and witness the contest by myself. It was such an exhilarating experience as I get to learn so much from witnessing a high quality contest, listen to such scintillating speakers, and of course, catch up and meet my fellow club members. Since we are a fully online club, these rare opportunities allow us to meet physically and connect. And one such gentleman that I had an absolute privilege of meeting for the first time is Toastmaster Anshuman, who today will be our Toastmaster of the day. One thing that struck me about Toastmaster Anshuman when I met him for the first time and during our entire stay at the contest was his unwavering love and passion for Toastmaster and Turning Point Toastmasters in particular. He was genuinely excited to meet us all, cheering for his club members. I remember when Anant was announced as the first runner-up, he was the one who rushed towards the center of the stage and clicked the picture so that he could get a perfect picture of the winner. The excitement on his face was palpable, and it felt like he himself has won instead of Anant. This shows the amount of passion he has for our club, and that was something that really struck with me. Speaking of the contest, he's no stranger to contests. He has himself competed at the division level from Division H, and he is going to impart us all with all the wisdom and learnings from competing in these contests. So whether you are a budding Toastmaster, a guest who is looking to become a better public speaker, there's something for everyone today. If I have to describe and tell you a little bit about our Toastmaster of the day, well, Toastmaster, if I have not spoken enough about him, well, Toastmaster Anshuman has been associated with Toastmasters for 4 years from now. 4 years from now, he works at Google as a MarkOps lead, and he has also completed his Master Black Belt in Six Sigma. During his spare time, his hobbies include he loves playing all kinds of sports such as cricket, tennis, table tennis, and esports in FIFA. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge, huge round of applause as I welcome our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anshuman Mishra, on the virtual stage as our Toastmaster of the Day. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? Stage is yours, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Utkarsh. It's difficult to top that up. The kind of zone you are in today, I believe I can quit my duties and hand it over to you. I'm sure without even a preparation, you'll lead the meeting quite well. But we look forward to the exciting speech you have in store for us. But before we come to that, International Speech Contest. World Championship of Public Speaking is something all the Toastmasters aspire towards, especially the ones who aim for it, who aim for excellence, who aim for that glory, who aim to stand on that stage, take that trophy, and represent their club to glory. And our club and our sister club, SPTM, was fortunate to be represented by Toastmaster Jasprit, Toastmaster Nitin, distinguished Toastmaster Anant, myself, and soon Toastmaster Priyanka to conclude the entire journey of World Championship of Public Speaking for our clubs. What makes the International Speech Contest so special? Is it that glory? Is it to see one of your club members be part of that podium, be part of that ultimate reward that one wants to get being part of Toastmasters, being the best speaker in the entire world? Our club, to begin with, was known by the name of Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder, who has been a World Championship semi-finalist public speaker. Is it just the title that made him the speaker that he is today, the reputation that he has today? Not really. When we work towards the International Speech Contest, it is not just the title that we are chasing, we are also evolving ourselves as speakers. And that is what Toastmasters is all about, to bring the best of the skills, to evolve our skills for the club championship, for the area championship, to the division, to the region, to the world championship. And today, we're going to unravel that what worked for the participants at the division level we had this time, what works for maybe the world championship champions overall, and how as a club we can improve so that next year we have minimum 2 district participants from both our clubs. How the speeches in International Speech Contest is judged is not a mystery. It's a simple ballot paper which a group of judges have to mark a speaker against. And that is the ultimate system that we have to work with. I'll quickly present to you the ballot that we have. I do not have the presentation rights. Techmaster, if you can share with me or just present this ballot link.
You have the access.
All right, thanks a lot. So when we give a speech, when we give an international speech contest speech at a club level, area level, division level, region or world level, this is a simple ballot paper which all the judges have to mark the speaker against. It includes the typical speech development, effectiveness, speech value, which combine are worth 50 marks. So the content of your speech is worth 50 marks. So it will include the structure, the organization, the support material. Does your speech have a purpose? Is there any achievement of purpose in your speech? Is it relevant? And then the ideas, logic, and the original thought behind the speech. So the content of your speech is extremely crucial. You have to write an excellent speech which resonates with the audience at Toastmasters. The second part is delivery, which is worth 30 points, which includes the physical aspect, which is the appearance, body language, using the speaking area. Then you have the voice. How flexible is your voice? How flexible is your volume? And then the manner, how direct you are, how assured you are, and how enthusiastic you are. So I think in enthusiasm, Toastmaster Utkarsh would have got 11 out of 10 points today if enthusiasm was worth 10 points. But that is the enthusiasm that we want. And last but not the least, we have the language, which is appropriateness and correctness of your speech, be the grammar, pronunciation, word selection, speech purpose, and engaging with the audience. This overall is worth 100 points. Now you must be thinking, to master all of these areas is like becoming a perfect speaker. The answer is yes, you have to be a perfect speaker to become a world champion. The world champions practice their speeches not for 5 times, not for 10 times, not even for 100 times. They practice a speech for 200 to 250 times, mastering each of their hand gestures, their body movement, their vocal variety, their directness, their audience engagement, their humor, rewriting each word so many times to ensure that each word vocabulary is appropriate to the audience. And that is what makes one a world champion. This time we got to see so many contests, and I was lucky to experience the division contest, area contest, and club contest multiple times, and I saw a pattern emerging which we'll discuss today. And I'll want to know from you also of what you felt distinguished the winners from the ones who could not make it to the podium. And we'll see how we can, in the course of next 1 year, ensure that in all these key areas we are building one speech. It just requires one speech to make you a world champion. Recently, in our division contest, we had a participant who gave the same speech, was being given the same speech almost 5 years now. So it does not matter if you repeat the same speech. It's about mastering that speech for that audience where you tick against each of the points in this ballot. You have to ensure that each of the areas covered to the T to the fulfill to your fulfillment, working with your mentor, working with your club, and being the best possible. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce the structure of our meeting for the purpose of our guests and our members. So, our meeting comprises of three primary sections. The first one is a prepared speech section where we have two superstar prepared speakers in Utkarsh and Rohan who are going to share their speeches today. Then, to practice our impromptu speaking, we have the table topic section where all of us will respectively get our table topics to practice from our TTM table topic master Toastmaster Ankit. And last but not the least, we'll get to know how we performed today from the general evaluation section headed by Toastmaster Neeraj. I'd like to invite Toastmaster Neeraj to share about the evaluation section. But before we do that, I like to talk about Toastmaster Neeraj. So Toastmaster Neeraj started her Toastmaster journey in March 2023. So she has completed more than a year now in Toastmasters and has come a long way in 1 year itself. She learned many fascinating things like makeup, driving, yoga, and is on her journey to dabble with different insane things as she mentions. I'm very curious of what those insane things are. She's a data scientist by profession and a Punjabi by heart. Please join me in welcoming our general evaluator, Toastmaster Neeraj, to introduce the evaluation section. Over to you, Toastmaster Neeraj.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Toastmaster Neeraj.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, for such a warm welcome. I am Neeraj Singla, your general evaluator of the evening. My role as a general evaluator is to evaluate all the role players and to ensure that meetings go smoothly. But I'm not alone in this. I have my tag team with me who is going to take care about conciseness, clarity, and correctness of the meeting. First, I'll start with my first helper, timer Jasprit. Jasprit, can you explain your role?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, General Evaluator. Today I'm playing a timer role, and my role will involve me to note down everyone's timing, mostly of prepared speeches, second, the table topics, and evaluation speeches. So the prepared speech section will be of 5 to 7 minutes, where I will show a green card, at 5 minutes in the prepared speeches section, a yellow card at 6 minutes, and a red card at 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, there will be a grace period of 30 seconds where you will get only 30 seconds to complete your speech. Otherwise, you can get disqualified. So try to wrap it up fast. In the table topics, the speeches will be of 2 minutes. After 1 minute, there will be a green card. After 1 minute 30 seconds, there will be a yellow card, and after 2 minutes, there will be a red card. Again, you have 30 minutes grace period. 30 seconds, sorry. And then in the evaluation section, you will have the speeches will be of 2 to 3 minutes. After 2 minutes, there will be a green card. After 2 minutes, 30 seconds, there will be a yellow card. And after 3 minutes, there will be a red card. This is what my role will involve, and I will note down and present my sheet to the general evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Jasprit, for explaining your role beautifully. Before calling our grammarian, I would like to tell everyone, mostly for the guest interest, the typical evaluation section. Evaluation section consists of 3 different phases. The first phase where prepared speakers are going to be evaluated by their respective evaluators. Then comes the second section where my tag team is going to evaluate on you on the basis of time, grammar, and your filler words. And the third section where I will give my evaluation on how overall meeting went. Now I would like to call language evaluator plus grammarian plus our counter Ashima to explain her role and also share the word of the evening. Ashima.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'm really sorry. There's a network issue. I can't turn on my camera. I'll sort this out in a few minutes. So, as grammarian, I shall be note down the good usages and not so good usages of the language, as well as grammatical errors made by the speakers and role players. So, the word of the day is I'm sharing my screen. It's droid. So the pronunciation is a droid. It's a sound of UH is coming. It means cleverly, skillfully, resourceful, or ingenious. The synonyms are capable, expert, skillful, clever, quick. And how we can use this? A prepared speaker has to be adroit in their speech presentation. So I request everyone to acknowledge the usage of the word of the day with thumbs up. I'll submit my report in the evaluation section. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashima. Thank you so much, Ashima. Please share the word of the day in the chat box. I suggest everyone to use this word at least once in their speech. And I will come back at the end of the section to give our evaluation. Now I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Neeraj, and thanks a lot, evaluation team. I look forward to your evaluation for the rest of the evening. Now we move on to the section which makes the champions. The section where we get to prepare our speeches beforehand using the Pathways platform. And today we have two superstar speakers, Toastmaster Utkarsh and Toastmaster Rohan, who chose a path and chose a speech within a part to share with us today. And we are going to start first with Toastmaster Utkarsh. But before I invite Toastmaster Utkarsh, I'd like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Anant to share the speech objectives for Toastmaster Utkarsh. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Anant.
Thank you, Anshuman. Utkarsh is attempting his first project from third level of persuasive speaking path. His speech is all about persuading. The purpose of the project is for member to understand different techniques of giving a persuasive speech. The speech should not be a report on the project literature itself. I wish our adroit speaker the very best. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, distinguished Toastmaster Anant. Before we move on, I want to do a quick audio video check with you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Toastmaster Anshuman is an adroit speaker.
So are you, Toastmaster Utkarsh? Toastmaster Utkarsh is a researcher and a PhD scholar from JNU Delhi who's looking to build a career in academia. He has dealt with years of suffering from self-doubt and loathing, but takes pride in overcoming and understanding his self-worth. He credits this pivot to spirituality and his family. He's a travel enthusiast and an adventure seeker. Currently, he serves as the president of Turning Point Toastmasters. So, Toastmaster Utkarsh, conundrum of choices, Toastmaster Utkarsh. You are on mute, Toastmaster.
Timer, please start the time now. Shakti, 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 man. Shakti, 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 man. Shakalaka boom boom. Oh boom boom. Shakalaka boom boom. Hum panch, pum pum panch. Hum panch, pum pum panch. My childhood revolved around these. Not just because I was drawn towards them, but because these were the only choices to choose from. If you are a 90s kid, you can very well relate to all this. I remember that my evening as a kid religiously consisted of watching the magical pencil show Shakalaka Boom Boom and following it up with my favorite cartoon show, Gummy Bears. And over the weekends, I used to wait for and remain loyal for that fiery episode of Shakti 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 Man. Those days were different, simple and fuss-free. If I have to choose something to watch anything today, I first have to make a choice of between gazillion number of things. All right, let's watch something on Netflix. No, on Prime, Disney Hotstar, and dozens of other OTT platforms, than to fixate on a genre and then zero in on something to finally watch. How many times has it happened that we have spent hours contemplating and finalizing on watching something only to end up watching an episode of Friends or any other previously watched stuff? I'm sure it must have happened and must be relatable. Little do we realize that this is a classic case of decision fatigue. Now, don't get me wrong, I am all for choices, and I'm glad that I live at a time and world which is full of choices and opportunities. Our ancestors would be astounded by the sheer number of things we choose, both in our work and personal lives. We indeed live in a world of choice, and the world has truly become our oyster. I'm making no qualms about it. However, the point that I'm trying to raise is that if the world is indeed our oyster, evolved by the ever expanding choices at our disposal, why are we living in a world where there is an ever increasing threat of mental health issues, ranging from burnout to widespread loneliness to substance abuse and dependency? The question that I want to raise is that if we can have it all, why do we seem to be struggling? Think about it. Famous psychologists from Stanford and Columbia University conducted a famous study, which came to be known as the JAM study. In this study, shoppers were provided with either 6 choices of jam or 24 choices of jam, and the results were indeed startling. Of those provided with limited choice of 6, 30% of those shoppers purchased a jar of jam. Of the shoppers provided with 24 choices, only 3% made a choice. So that's from 30%, it dropped to a meager 3%. The JAM study has been replicated in research in a variety of industries, including finance, chocolate, even in speed dating. Overall, when participants had fewer options to choose from, they were happier with their choices, and that's the real conundrum. In a TED Talk, very famous psychologist, Barry Schwartz talked about his famous book, Paradox of Choice, and used the example of buying a pair of jeans in the denim shop. A man would go into the shop, be presented with 2 pairs of jeans, and he more or less left feeling satisfied with his choice. Later, another man would go into the denim shop, but with more choice. Different styles, different colors, different designs. Overall, better options. However, despite the increased and better options, his decision to choose just one pair became much more difficult, thus feeling less satisfied with his experience and ultimately his purchase. Now, what really happened here? Self-doubt crept in. Did I take the best pair? Maybe I should have come back with someone else to get their opinion. Maybe the most expensive pair would last longer. With so many options to choose from, people generally find it very difficult to choose at all. The range of choice up the ante on the pressure to choose wisely. The pressure to choose perfectly. And as per Barry, too many choices produces paralysis rather than liberation. For more serious life choices or decisions such as career choices, relationships, family, and where to settle down, we can see how the choice conundrum creates pain and for many, huge suffering. Studies have further shown that having too many choices kills creativity, drains willpower, decreases happiness, and lowers performance. We've talked enough about this, Menez. Now, what's the way out of this conundrum? Maybe go back to the world of our ancestors, live a life of survival, and lead a simple life? But that won't be realistic, to say the least. First and foremost is the awareness and acceptance. We have to acknowledge that we live in a much more complicated world and that decision-making amongst infinite options is not always a breeze because we will never, ever know what the outcome of the other paths will be or even the one we are on. So take a chill pill. Make that choice, take that plunge, and trust that everything works out. Trust that you can handle whatever is thrown your way and that you will make your choices and amendments as and when needed. Instead of focusing on the beauty of the paths unlived, focus on the beauty of the path you are walking right now in whatever direction it takes you. I believe that life is an optimization problem with constraints such as the available resources at our disposal. We should solve it in a way by remaining adroit when making choices, which makes us happy and fulfilled. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Utkarsh. I'd request all of us to take 1 minute to share feedback with Toastmaster Utkarsh in his private chat. All right.
Meanwhile, Anshuman, audible and visible.
Your voice is breaking. Can you share again?
My voice is breaking. Is it breaking for you?
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on. Now we have the second prepared speech for the evening by our PR head of Turning Point Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rohan. Before I come to Toastmaster Rohan, I'd like to invite our next division contestant from our club, our
Oh, goodness.
pretty loyal, pretty long term um, member of our club, Toastmaster Priyanka, to share the speech objectives for Toastmaster Rohan. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for today. So, our next speaker is going to attempt his speech on evaluation feedback. It is his first speech. And the purpose of the speech is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. Timer, please note the length of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, our PR head. So over to you, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Priyanka. Toastmaster Rohan, do you want to do a quick audio video check?
Hi Anshuman, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're audible, visible, and incredible. Toastmaster Rohan, the power of showing up, the power of showing up, Toastmaster Rohan.
Hello everyone, good evening. Firstly, I would like to thank you all of for showing up today in the meeting. Today, I want to talk about to you something important about showing up. It's about being there, being present, and being part of things. Who all are resonates with me here that sometimes just showing up in our life makes significant difference in our lives. Yeah, I can see Ananta is raising hand. So today I want to share a story which has happened and which had made significant difference in my job, which is I am doing in B2B sales. In initial days of my career, I was working very hard to get big clients. I have sent countless emails, made numerous calls, but nothing seems getting through. Then, out of blue, I get an email from my clients that, hey, we just liked your products. Can we get meet someday? Initially, I had made a lot of excuses because I had that fear, lack of knowledge about products, and lower confidence. But somewhere inside me, I was thinking that I need to show up. Anyhow, I decided to meet them. This meeting could be a game changer, but also a high pressure situation for me. As the meeting day approached, I found myself wrestling with self doubt and anxiety. What if I mess up? What if they didn't like my proposal? The urge is to cancel or postpone the meeting, but I knew deep down that I need to show up. So on the big day, I put my best sharpest suit, took deep breath, and walked into the client's office with the determination. During the meeting, I listened and initially their concerns, needs, and wants, addressing each one of them with honesty and professionalism. I presented my proposal with a passion and conviction to them. And you know what? They really liked it. Maybe it's a sincerity in my eyes, or my voice had that dedication. But clients started to warm up to me. By the end of the meeting, we are just laughing and exchanging jokes, just like we are old friends. Few days later, I got the news that we have onboarded the client, and it was a moment of pure joy and relief for me. Looking back, I realized showing up even when it's a hard time was the best decision I could have ever made. It showed the clients that I was serious about our partnership, that I was willing to put the work to the make it happen. Since then, I have made a point. Always have to show up, no matter how hard it will be. Because let it be in sales or in our real lives, we need to show up and giving it your best shot to make magic happen. I remember for one particular meeting in Gurgaon, I hesitated to come to the meeting. I had million of excuses. I was tired. I have a lot of work to do. I was not feeling well, but that time I thought that I need to show up, and it turned out to be the best decision I would have ever made. I made some adroit people, learned some valuable tips and public speak regarding public speaking, and left me feeling more accomplished than I ever could. But showing up isn't just for meeting or anywhere like sales meet. It's just not that kind of thing. You'll have to show up in people lives too. As I can tell you, my friend was going through some heartbreak. She just had a breakup and she just need some time to talk to me. I could have easily made an excuses and said that I am too busy, but I knew she was needing me that time, and I showed up. And I'm so glad that it I did, because that conversation ended up so exactly she was needed to feel better. And then there are those times when we need to show up in ourselves, like going to gym, learning new skills, upskilling in public speaking. So why is showing up is so important? Because it's how we grow, how we connect, and how we make a difference. By showing up, we not only show that we care, but also give ourselves a chance and experience those things and become best version of ourselves. I want to encourage you all up to show up as much I can, as much as possible. And as I can see, Toastmaster of the day Anshuman learned something new today just because he showed up. Utkarsh felt accomplished just because he has shown up for speech today. And all of us showing up in meeting today, I am sure, I'm damn sure that we are just one step ahead than yesterday. Thanks for being here. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Rohan, for sharing your speech. Request us all to take 1 minute to share feedback with Toastmaster Rohan in his private chat. All right, moving on. International speech contest. What differentiates a winning speech from a speech which did not make it to the podium? We have a lot of winners amongst our midst. So why should I answer? Let me ask the winners in this room of what differentiated your speech from the speech of others, and what differentiated the speech where you did not win from the speech that eventually won. We have Toastmaster Srishti in the room, our district qualifier last year. So Toastmaster Srishti, if you're there, are you there? First of all, Toastmaster Srishti, Toastmaster Srishti, Toastmaster Srishti. All right, she does not look to be present in the meeting. I'll ask Toastmaster Jaspreet, who took a lot of heavy notes this time of the winning speeches, her own speeches. What was your highlight? What do you think was a common factor amongst all the winning speeches this time?
Common factor was definitely, as we both have noted, is drama and enactment, which whoever was present noticed exactly that. I mean, the person who won this division I was just doing a lot of movements on stage, and the content was good, but not as strong as compared to I think Anand sir was way better in many ways in terms of content, where he was just doing a lot of movements on stage. So I feel like drama and enactment plays a huge role, which we didn't know initially when we arrived in Toastmasters.
Quite interesting. Thank you for sharing that insight, Toastmaster Jaspreet. I'll note it down, drama and enactment. How about you? Let's say, Toastmaster Utkarsh, what did you feel as one of the organizers this time, of what you felt differentiated the winning speeches from the ones which did not win?
I think the relatability, if you can, with your words, make it relatable for the public and get the emotions out, that kind of differentiates you from the rest. So I feel the relatability factor was high when it comes to the winners. So that is my takeaway from the contest.
Got it. Yes, Toastmaster Neeraj.
Yeah, so my takeaway is sometimes we just focus so much on the story that we forget the technicalities that is there in the ballot. So I believe if the story is not that strong, but you need to tick mark all the points that is present in ballot to have to win in the contest. So that is really important. Like we achieve one thing, like content is really good. What about the other points? So this is what I felt.
It's a great point. Two pillars of our club, Toastmaster Utkarsh and Toastmaster Neeraj, throwing great insights, relatability, and ticking all the boxes in the ballot. Quite interesting. While I was researching about international speech contest, I came across this material where the trainer was telling these two exact points itself. One was that there might be a speech which differentiates you from others. It's like the mind blowing speech. Everyone is amazed. Oh my God, what a speech it was. For example, the speech we heard from distinguished Toastmaster Anant, it was about his life, his wife, and love. All were enamored. We were just floored, laughing, having a lot of fun. Whole audience was just rising, singing, dancing along. That was an amazing speech. Did it tick all the did it tick all the boxes in the ballot? Maybe yes, maybe no. I was not the judge that day. If I was the judge that day, it did tick all the boxes, but unfortunately I was not the judge. However, there is another speech which Toastmaster Neeraj talked about. It might be a very mechanical speech, going through the motions, ticking all the boxes, does not leave you inspired. But for a judge, if as a judge I just look at the ballot, it's difficult for me to not mark it lower on any of the categories. I will give it like, for example, 9 out of 10 9 out of 10 or 24 out of 25 in all the categories that are there. It may not be the best speech, but that may still lead you to the next section, but because you just tick marked all the boxes. So on that particular day, for me, as my understanding has evolved, is ideally, if you tick mark all the boxes for international speech contest, you increase your probability of going to the next level. And that is a pattern I saw across the board, that the winners were ticking mark all the ballot boxes A, B, C, D. It may not have been the best speech of the evening, but in judges' mind, all the ballots were being ticked. At the same time, there were speeches which were dramatic, theatric, standing out. That also increased the probability of winning. At the same time, if it becomes a mathematical game where there's a tie and a tiebreaker required, maybe the technically superior speech may edge through. So overall, ideally, we should cover all the boxes, have a great speech if possible to win the international speech contest. But who am I to say? We have distinguished Toastmaster Anant to share his final word on this matter.
Nothing final about it. It's just my opinion since everyone shared theirs. There are two types of speeches. One is where you don't worry about the judges and all, and you try to pull off a miracle by touching with everyone's emotions. And as I think Utkarsh said, that if you are able to bring out the emotions in others, I believe it was Utkarsh, pardon if not, but if you are able to bring out the emotion in others through some common overlap ground, some themes which are in everyone's life, through your own personal experience, authentic experience, that speech is partly entertaining, partly motivating, partly educational, and partly persuasive, and it's a mix of all. At the same time, while making audience moved, you have to be logical and not just emotional to, as you said, tick all the boxes in judges ballots as well, because sometimes judges may not be very experienced or very mature to not have biases. So while judges actively shield themselves from emotions and some judges tick, the logical boxes, these are the speeches which are technically very sound, competent. But the true speeches, which go eventually till the world championship stages, they are the ones which are best of both the worlds. That is what we all should be trying to achieve. And that is where the learning lies. Either or doesn't count, because we are no longer playing the game of club winning, area winning, division winning, district winning. We are trying to make a difference to the world in a logical as well as emotional way. And that's the ultimate objective of what we as Toastmasters are trying to achieve. That's what I feel. Over to you, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, distinguished Toastmaster Anand. That was so well put. I think that summarizes the essence of why we are competing in international speech contest and what it takes to bring out your best for that contest. Not just for winning, as Anant mentioned, it's about evolving yourself as the best speaker through this community, through this platform that we all striving for. And to become the best speaker, it's not just important to be a prepared best speaker, but it's important to be a spontaneous best speaker too. And to practice our spontaneous public speaking skills, we have the table topic master for today evening, Toastmaster Ankit, to help us practice table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Ankit. Take it away.
Thanks, Anshuman. So now it's time to practice impromptu speaking. Within this section, I would be giving topics and I would be encouraging all of you to volunteer for it. And in this section, specifically guests can also participate. So I would highly encourage them as well to take this opportunity to practice impromptu speaking. And yeah, let's start this section. And let me just see like if anyone is volunteering for table topic or I should be choosing one. Okay. Let me pick someone.
Ankit, we
So
can start with either Jaspreet or Shrishti because they have not spoken as yet, and then we'll move on to guests post that.
sure, Utkarsh. So yeah, let's start just with like, can we have you on the stage?
Okay. Who will be the timer?
I'll time you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just with topic for you is describe a time when you used a Toastmaster skill outside club meetings. Describe a time when you used a Toastmaster skill outside club meetings. Over to you, Jasprit.
Describe a time when I used a Toastmaster skill outside of meeting. To be honest, the biggest skill that we're all learning here is to be able to speak to people, communicate. And this was a huge issue when I came. And Toastmaster Anant have witnessed it himself, like the change I have seen. And I was seriously, when I came, I was full of anxiety. Every single time I have a table topic or a speech, I was shaking. And the more I practiced my speech, the more prepared that I felt, the more less anxious I was. But nowadays, I usually like the moment I completed my level 1, after that, I really felt a sense very ease the moment I came from the area table topic, to be honest. Because once I was on that stage, I really freezed for the first time. And I think it was really like facing the biggest fear. And after that, when I came, I had very less anxiety. I was more confident, and somehow I learned to tackle that. And the biggest change I saw, which I'm going to mention, like after a few months, because I was participating in Spearhead as well as in Turning Point. So I was doing double in both of them so that I can get rid of my anxiety. The first time I felt I could talk is in the metro. I talked to a girl who had a big sketchbook. I thought maybe she has some drawings, and I just asked her randomly, just spontaneously, "Can I see your drawings?" And she said, no, it's not drawing. She was an architecture. That's how I learned. And that's the first time I approached to someone and just talked that way. And it was seriously the most hardest thing for me, which, as you have all noticed, it has disappeared completely. I just go to people now all the time and talk and initiate by myself, which is I have really become a complete different personality. So this is the skill I have seen, which I'm so grateful that Toastmasters has helped me change and cure my social anxiety. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Jasprit. We are all inspired by your dedication as you are attending like both the club meetings, and definitely we all, many of us has also felt a similar way that in terms of anxiety in talking with strangers, we have many of us have improved. So yeah, we are inspired by you. Now let's have Ashima. Ashima, can we have you on the stage?
Hi, I'm not be able to turn on my camera because I shift my place. So is it fine if I just speak without this camera?
Yes, Ashima, this is perfectly fine. So topic for you is, in today's world of technology, do you think face-to-face communication skills are still important? Why or why not? In today's world of technology, do you think face-to-face communication skills are still important? Why or why not? Over to you, Ashima.
Okay. Yes, I do believe that communication is a skill which actually helps you not to, I mean, doesn't matter you are living in the technological world. And if I talk about the times of my grandparents where, there's no technology. So I remember my father used to give me an example when I was in a school. So there's a one ration shop near our house. Actually, there were two, and we used to purchase the stuff only from the one ration shop, and I used to ask my father why we are always going to that person, why we are not going to the other person. So he always says because his communication skill is good, because the way he communicate, the way he network people is good. Doesn't matter he's selling at a higher price or at the lower price, that doesn't matter at all to them. And you won't believe, today also we are purchasing from the same shop. So I don't believe that the technology is there or not. It's just your communication skills that helps you to make a network, and to present yourself in a way that people actually they sense you by your communication skill. Okay, so whenever we go out, we know how people are speaking and what they are doing. By just not talking with them, we get to know, okay, these are we filter ourselves. Okay, so this is the person whom we can talk and we cannot. So communication skill is something which I truly believe is important, and it is not matched with any technology. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ashima. I think you gave a great example of how important is face-to-face communication. And we all see like in our lives that we many times say that okay, that person or that leader has great people skills. It's because of their communication basically that we say that, and we also like want to become those people like those people many times. Now, can we have any guests? Yash, can we have you on the stage? Would you like to have a table topic? Yash, can you hear me? And are you present in the meeting? Okay. Let me try out with Mihir Mehta.
Hi,
Can
Ankit.
we have you on the stage? Okay, Mihir. So Mihir, the topic for you is if you had the opportunity to deliver a speech on a global stage, what topic would you choose and why? If you had the opportunity to deliver a speech on a global stage, what topic would you choose and why? Over to you,
Oh,
Mihir.
okay. So I would choose something related to health because I would really like to bring this to attention of everybody that people nowadays are just focusing more on technology and they are avoiding the physical touch, the ability to talk to people directly, as like someone before me just mentioned that face-to-face communication is also important. So yeah, I would, and like just going out leads to a better lifestyle. Like even just going to a ration shop and not ordering from Blinkit or something, you are walking for at least 5 minutes, and you might meet a couple of people. So this kind of interaction releases some positive chemicals in your brain, so that is really good for you. And um, and our generation is very much focused these days on mobile phones. They are always have their necks down and using mobile phones. Even if you go to metro or anything, you will see most of the people are just busy in their phones and not talking to each other. So I would like to deliver a speech around this topic, that like shifting away from digital and like talking to real people, something around that. Yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, Mihir. Thanks for the speech, and I think you touched upon a very important topic that we all should be focusing about. That is about our health. Thank you. Now let's have can we have Anand on the stage? Anand,
Sure.
okay.
Please confirm if I'm audible and visible.
Yes, Anand, you are audible and visible. And topic for you is imagine you are a judge in an international speech contest. What criteria would you prioritize the most when evaluating contestant speeches? Imagine you are a judge in an international speech contest. What criteria would you prioritize the most when evaluating contestant speeches? Over to you, Anand.
Thank you, Ankit Agrawal, for giving me an easy topic today. Easy because I have been a judge at some ISC contests for quite many years. And this year being a year after so many iterations that I was able to be a contestant. But otherwise, I have served as a judge in the past many cycles. And as Anshuman showed the ballot today, I would like to talk about two specific criterias. One is 25 out of 100 marks given with the revised ballot today, which is innovative idea or the novelty of the idea, how unique or authentic the idea is. That is given the most criteria, most weightage worldwide these days. For me, however, my most favorite and most important criteria, if there is a neck to neck fight, which one I would place it ahead or place behind. That criteria is achievement of purpose. See, my wife says this as well, and I also reiterate I am a logical creature. I don't get swayed by emotions that easily. I'm a logical creature. And the very fact, am I audible? All right. So, the very fact that these dramas, body languages, these are given only 30% marks out of 100. That is for a specific reason. The logical part is 50 out of 100, 20 maybe for language part. So for me, it's about the logical cohesion of the speech, the flow, the structure, but most importantly, what exactly is the point being spoken and what is the evidence given? You know, the main message of the story as well as what are the stories actually telling, the examples, the whole bouquet of evidence provided along with the opinion, that decides it for me. So if the speech is too good, all the body language, drama, shenanigans, but speaker is delivering stories about point A and at the end concluding with point B, it all falls flat for me. That's my answer. Over to you, Ankit.
Thanks, Anand. It was good to hear your insights as well, like what you think about the criteria. And let's have Priyanka on the stage. Priyanka, can we have a quick audio and video check?
Yeah. Is my voice all right?
Can we do Priyanka, can we do once more audio and video check?
Hi everyone. Is my voice audible well enough? Breaking.
Yeah, it's a little breaking for me, Priyanka.
Is it possible for you to switch off your camera so as to save the bandwidth, Toastmaster Priyanka, so that you can hear you better?
Let's have Neeraj first. I'll be the after. I'll be the next speaker. Meanwhile,
Okay.
I'll be updating bandwidth.
Okay, that's fine, Priyanka. So Neeraj, can we have you on the stage and
Am I
can we-
audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Neeraj, topic for you is imagine that you have just won an international speech contest. What message would you share with the aspiring speakers around the world? Imagine you have won an international speech contest. What message would you share with aspiring speakers around the world? Over to you, Neeraj.
With your topic itself, I feel like I have already won it. The smile on my face. But yeah, the message that I would like to give the aspiring speaker is that if I can do it, you can also do it. I've been kind of person that have always struggled with low self-esteem, low confidence. Maybe because of I was very protected child. Like I was never allowed to go outside or do things I like. My parents were so protective about me. So when I grew older, this because may not be because of that reason or many other reasons, XYZ reasons, it really hit on my self-esteem and confidence. And if I achieved or won the title of best international speaker, that is like a big milestone in my life. So I will encourage everyone to just take me as an inspiration and follow the path and just uh, you know think that you can achieve everything. It's your hard work, persistence, and consistent uh, being consistent in your journey, which makes you to reach at your goals. Thank you so much, Ankit. Back to you.
Thanks, Neeraj. We are all inspired by your Toastmaster journey until now, and we hope that we hear this hear this kind of a message sometime on actual speech contest stage. Now, let's have Priyanka.
Yes.
Let's
I
have a
how I think it should be better now. That is
yes,
better.
yes. Priyanka, you are audible and visible. So, topic for you is share your thoughts on the importance of mentorship in Toastmasters. How has having a mentor or being a mentor impacted your Toastmasters journey? Share your thoughts on the importance of mentorship in Toastmasters. How has having a mentor or being a mentor impacted your Toastmasters journey? Over to you, Priyanka.
My first mentor in Toastmasters, and still he has been my mentor, is Anant Katyani. Yeah, so I'm really glad and really lucky that to have him as a mentor. I have several other mentors, but he'll be there always prime, of course. Now, I think I would say the mentor and mentee relationship is very different. Initially, I used to think that mentor mentee relationship would be like teacher student relationship. No, it's a biggest myth I had. Mentor mentee relationship is like a relationship is as if you have to be mentor of yourself. Then your mentor is a second mentor. The first mentor is you yourself. Are you following up yourself? Are you giving a speech on time? Are you, if you have written your speech, don't just you need not to just give away to your mentor. You have to go through the speech, whether the speech is justifying the purpose or not. You have to be your first mentor. Then your mentor comes in picture. You have to follow up your mentor. Hey, hello, I have written the speech. Could you please review? Now I am done with this. Could you please check what if I'm missing something? And one thing, one thumb rule which we have to follow up our mentors. They need not to follow us. This I have learned very hard way, but this is what will help in long journey. Believe me, my friends. So I'm doing that. I'm following up. I'm practicing that, and it is really helpful because they are also here for in a voluntarily basis. They are not being paid for anybody. So and the best part is in our club we have got everybody who can mentor each other. We need not to have particular mentor. We can help each other. So each and every Toastmaster is a mentor to each other. That is how my takeaway is. Thank you. Over to you. Okay.
Thanks, Priyanka, for sharing the importance of mentorship. And I think we all have been impacted by our mentors in some way, and we are improving. And great credit goes to all of our mentors as well. And I think we can have on a couple of more table topics, right? So, Mehraj,
Uh,
yeah, Utkarsh,
this should
go
be the
ahead.
last one, Ankit.
Okay, Mehraj, are you in the meeting, and can we have you on the stage?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible? I'm sorry, my bandwidth is a little bit low, so I'm not sure if I can turn on the video. I
Okay,
hope that would be fine.
yeah, that's perfect, Mehraj. You are audible, and the topic for
Um,
you is yeah,
okay.
the, the topic for you is what are some challenges that you face when it comes to public speaking? What are some challenges that you face when it comes to public speaking? Over to you, Mehraj.
Wow. You have touched on my insecurity basically. So, a lot of things. I would say that that goes for both prepared and spontaneous. So with prepared, I guess I have a stage fear. And I'm a person who can't remember the speech word by word. So it happens that if somebody if I'm in front of a wide audience, then and if they are staring at me, I tend to get confused, I tend to get nervous, I get sweaty palms, and basically I'll have a sort of panic attack. So I'm working on those, and probably that's when I get all other thoughts but not the speech content in my head. Like a random song will be in my head. See, this is how it happens. Like right now also I'm having that kind of anxiety, I'm not getting words in my head. And with unprepared or spontaneous thing, it's like if I'm having one-on-one conversation, I'm very good at it. I can carry on the conversation, but then again, it depends whether it's my area or not. And yeah, I'm very bad at. I mean, not bad, but I think I have an issue with carrying on conversation where I am not where I'm not, but I don't have the content. Basically, I don't have the knowledge about the content. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Mehraj. I think you had a great attempt, and we can't say that you were bad in any way. And many of us, like I think most of us, are like you, or have been in the stage where you are right now, and we all are here just to improve on these things only. Public speaking and basically communicating and impromptu speaking. So that was a great attempt, Mehraj. And with this, the table topic section is complete, and I would hand over the stage back to our Toastmasters of the day, Anshuman Mishra.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ankit. And as Toastmaster Preet has mentioned, definitely even I loved the table topics, quite thoughtful, quite relatable, and aligned with the theme. That's the most crucial one, to think through topics which are aligned with the theme for us to practice around the theme. You ensured that. I leave it to general evaluator to judge you. But for me, and I think for Jaspreet, and looking at the number of likes and hearts her comment has got, definitely loved the table topics end to end. Request us to vote for the best table topic speaker. Techmaster requests you to please take off the hosting rights from me, because I do not require the screen share anymore. All right, moving on. What makes a speech in general persuasive? Looking outside international speech contest, because at Toastmasters we are not just practicing for Toastmasters, we are practicing to become the best speaker inside or outside Toastmasters, even in a work environment, in our private lives, or in our society meeting where we are representing our home, we are representing our RWA. What makes a speech a great speech? We do have that checklist, but as sagacious people or sagacious men and women have said before, it's a triad of three, which makes a speech amazing. That triad is ethos, pathos, logos. Has any one of us heard of ethos, pathos, logos? We haven't heard of ethos, pathos, logos? Raise of hands, raise of hands, raise of hands. Okay, some of us have heard. Anand is mentioning Aristotle. That's correct. Ethos refers to the credibility or trust that you have, your character. For example, if I say I have a dream that my country should be free, or Martin Luther King says I have a dream, whom will you believe more? Obviously Martin Luther King, because his life has been about living that journey, living that dream. Be it Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, they lived that life where they wanted to free their country from oppression. And that's something I haven't done. So when I speak, my character does not stand out. So definitely, if your ethos reflects in your speech, that stands out as a credible speech. So that can be done through confidence in delivery, using personal branding, personal story, or citing credible sources. So if we do that, definitely our character will stand out, will look more credible, and our ethos will stand out. Second is logos, which we already discussed in detail. Logos, as the origin word may say, is logic, reason, or proof. So, logic, basically, what is the structure of your speech? What is your argument? Do the dots connect? Uh, is the audience able to understand your logic to begin with, using like comparisons, analogies, similes? So, what is the logical structural flow of your speech? And last but not the least, which Toastmaster Jasprit talked about, was pathos. Pathos is emotions. So emotions usually come out through stories. And while distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder was visiting, so Rupinder, Nimit, and I were just chatting casually in a cafeteria of what makes speech a great speech. That is like the pastime topic of Toastmaster folks. Rather than talking about more interesting things, we're talking about speech. So we touched upon pathos, and we felt that, say, Asian countries or India or folks in India may be more attracted towards pathos, say maybe logos or ethos. So if we are able to build a great narrative, great story which pulls everyone, theatrics, dramatics, that may be more persuasive to some cultures than logos and ethos itself. But ideally, if ethos, pathos, and logos are connected, your speech will be a powerhouse. Your speech will move any audience, be it Toastmaster audience, be it a general audience, be it your RWA audience, be it your NGO audience, any audience. And that kind of speech requires preparation, that requires reflection, and that requires evaluation. And to learn about how we did on ethos, pathos, logos, how we performed today, we have our general evaluator, Toastmaster Neeraj, and her team to share with us feedback of how we perform today evening. Over to you, Toastmaster Neeraj, to share feedback for all of us.
Thank you so much, Anshuman. Am I audible and visible?
Yep.
Let's start with our first evaluator, Anand, to share his perspective towards first speaker, Utkarsh.
Please confirm if I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible as well as visible.
Thank you. Anshuman, thank you for making my job easier. I'm just going to talk about the same thing, ethos, pathos, and logos, because these are three tools to persuade your audience with. And let's see how Utkarsh accomplished it today. Consider this way: there is a construction going on in my house. I will, being a logical creature, I will use logic to give an example. So, consider a house, a room that is being built. The geometrical architecture of it, the shapes, proportion, etc. Uh, these are considered the logos of a speech, the basic foundation. The electronics, the electrical circuitry, the paints, Asian paints, whatever, uh, to make it look good, to make it look more appealing visually, and give it a vibe. So that is the emotional part of the speech. But if the house, the walls, the foundation is made of weak material, all this structure, this beautiful embellishment, this will fall down. That is the ethics, the credibility part of a speech. This is where I feel Utkarsh nailed his speech home with some credible personal examples right in the beginning. Audience had the complete trust in him, knowing what he is going to speak about, and we had an overlap. Shaktiman, gummy bears. When you don't just say cartoon and give these names which invoke some vivid imagery in our minds, that is where we have some emotional contact emerging as well. The GEM study was elaborated in the right appropriate amount, as well as with the right body language as well. And the denim purchase example was another logical one. So, safe to say, he used all the three approaches: logical, emotional, as well as the ethical part. Now, how to make the speech even more persuasive? That is where I must remind, and Utkarsh can verify this again with the YouTube recording. Your eye contact was all over the place. See, right now I am looking at the lens, which is at this particular piece, this particular corner of my screen. It is being uncomfortable for me, but I am being mindful of the comfort level of my audience. If I look at the audience, this will be at the cost of making my audience look uncomfortable. That is where look at the lens whenever you are speaking online. Second, try building a story around and then insert your logical or emotional arguments rather than having a logical or emotional hook right in the beginning in a few words and then being completely argumentative about it. Because people remember those examples, those names, those images, those imagery, and they forget what you actually spoke. That is supposed to be felt with the help of a story. To sum it up, have more substance, more less abstraction, and more concrete structure to the speech. Be logical, but also be emotional. Um, Stand and deliver if possible, but do mind the eye contact. All the very best for your next speech. Over to you, Neeraj.
Thank you so much, Anand. I love your evaluation. You started with ethos, pathos, and logos, if I'm not wrong, and then started with the commendation and then recommendation. But there is a small recommendation to you. If you could summarize at the end everything in a few lines, so that would have made more impact in your evaluation. But overall, great evaluation and great examples that you have given. Now let's move on to our evaluator to Priyanka to share her evaluation for our second speaker, Rohan.
The power of showing up. What a great message our pro speaker Rohan has given to us, and very relevant for people like us in the room. The charm and smile which Rohan had throughout the speech, gave me a very good feeling. Throughout the speech, I was only smiling. Wanted to hear more and more and more what he has there in his mind. The charm he has brought in the speech today. I love the way he brought the stories. That he brought three simple stories. He told what was the reason why he was not able to show up, and after showing up, what was the impact. In all three stories, he made that consistency, and after that, he was concluding in one or two sentences after every story. He had those major factors in each story. And I loved how he brought the call back. He started with showing up the power, and he ended the whole speech with the same callback. It's very difficult, and I appreciate Rohan for doing that. Now, the message of showing up, how to make it more impactful. We had three different stories. We understood the logic, we understood the impact. However, one thing was missing. How the turning point came to your life. How did you show up? What happened in your mind? What was the conversation? What was the struggle? Tell us that. Share us that. And if possible, since it's a very it's just a 5 to 7 minute speech, you can concise it to only one story and tell in detail every section. What was the reason? What was the struggle? What was the turning point? And once you showed up, what was the impact? The second thing I would like you to work on the body language. I wasn't able to see your hand gestures, your completely body, at least the torso part, so that I could connect with you more. How about you try this next time by giving the speech by standing, on a floor or somewhere. It will give you more flexibility to move your hands. At least try moving to somewhere on the stage. It will give more connection with your audience. So in summary, you have a great charms, Rohan. You can bring that in your audience. You know how to use your story. You know the structure. You know how to bring a call back. What you can improve is make it proper structure and don't miss the transition part. Don't miss the turning point and work on your body language. With that, I'd like to conclude and giving the hand over to Rajan Evaluator Neeraj.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. I must say you are beating your own benchmark. Every time I see your evaluation, I think, how is she coming with such great points? You started with going back to his story and then you shared the recommendation. However, I have just one recommendation which I just read online, how to give a great evaluation from the contest perspective. After summary, you can add one bang line at the end. So this will stand out your evaluation from all other evaluations from speaker's story itself. So that is just one recommendation, but overall, I just love it. Now moving on to my tag team. Let's start with the timer, Jasprit. Jasprit, quick audio video.
Am I audible and visible?
No. Can you spotlight her, Utkarsh? Yes, now you are.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, now you are.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
All right. So the prepared speeches section, Utkarsh took 7 minutes 4 seconds. Rohan took 6 minutes 34 seconds. I took 2 minutes 17 seconds. Ashima took 1 minute 49 seconds. Meher took 1 minute 25 seconds. Anant took 2 minutes 19 seconds. Neeraj took 1 minute 24 seconds. Priyanka took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Mehraj took 1 minute 42 seconds. In the evaluation section, Anand took 3 minutes 35 seconds. Disqualification. Priyanka took 3 minutes. I'm sorry, I was just trying. I got confused between the yellow and the red card all of a sudden. So for that, I made a mistake, but I noted down the time correctly. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Jasprit. Great work. No recommendation. Thank you so much. And I really like the format, by the way. It was very, it was divided into the sections which make clear distinction between different kind of evaluations. Now moving on to our another tag team player, Ashima.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. So today meeting was amazing. We learned we have learned 3 main words, that is
Ashima, your voice is very, very low.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Better
Is
than
it
before.
fine?
Yeah, better than before. Yeah.
Okay. So today a meeting was amazing. We have learned main 3 words, that are ethos, pathos, and logos, that definitely help all of us to improve our speeches. So coming to the good usages, there's a word uses budding Toastmaster. That means wanting or starting to develop to be successful. Then we have another good usage, unraveled. That means to become or to make something become clear. Then there is a word called startling. That means surprise or astonishment. And then a Toastmaster has used a very good phrase, that is pull off a miracle. That means to manage to do something that is difficult. Then there is a very good word, slayed. That means someone who has done exceptionally well or impressed others. So these are some of the good usages. I have not found any major grammatical errors in the speeches. Coming to the counter report, Rohan has used 4 times Jasprit has used only once. Mihir has used so more than 5 times. Sorry, and like 3 times. Neeraj has used and more than 5 times. Mehraj has used for more than 3 times. Yeah, so that's my report. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Ashima. So great evaluation, by the way. It is very hard to manage both looking at the grammatical mistakes and at the same time finding the filler words. Great job there. So just one recommendation for you, that it would be really good if you could have shown it in Excel or in any other kind of format. In Excel only, not like the view which is embellished with different sections, but a simple Excel. So yeah, this is it from my side, but great job on balancing both the things at the same time. Now I will start with my evaluation. I'll start with the first role player and then move on to the last role player. Starting with Sergeant Tom, he did really great job as a debutant. He read all the rules, and he also did some kind of voice modulation to emphasize different words. Although I have few recommendations to even take this into another height. First, because the energy that you are reflecting gets reflected in the entire meeting. So try to be more energetic and show little more expressions with which you can connect with the audience. But being a first timer, great job. I love the way you read all the rules. And then moving on to our presiding officer, Utkarsh. Great energy, I would say. And initially you were calling guests, but they were not responding. So you beautifully handled that. It was just flawless. And I really loved the introduction that you gave for Anshuman. So it was not something, uh, you know, uh, uh, that boring way of introducing someone. It was something different, something which was very intriguing. So great job there. No recommendation for you, Utkarsh, for now. Yeah, overall, like great job. And this is getting reflected, I think, through the members that are joining TPTM. So you are a great leader, I must say. And moving on to Toastmaster of the evening, Anshuman. First of all, very comprehensive like details about learnings from ISC contest. You gave great insights, like which is difficult to get online. And you started with really good question, like what makes the ISC contest great. So I love this question. And then one really important thing, which I have seen, like many Toastmaster TMODs, they just ask question, but they don't listen to the answer. So you were acknowledging these speakers that were volunteering. So I like you were great at that point, and very smooth transitioning. So one recommendation only, which I was hoping, maybe it's just my opinion. So when we are talking about ISC contest, the ballot is its heart. So I was expecting more demonstration on the ballot, like more comprehensive way of explain everything and maybe give some kind of examples, so that we understand it fully, on which we are getting evaluated. So I was really expecting that, but overall I must say this kind of insights I didn't find online. So really great job. And the three pathos logos, and the third one I forgot. So really like thanks for telling this. Now moving on to our table topic master. So very relevant topic, and it's very hard, I think, to come up with this idea, to relate the topic with something learning from ISC contest. So everybody liked your table topics today. And you were giving remark after every table topic, which showed that you care about the speakers. But as a TTM, we expect more energy, more enthusiasm from you, which was missing. So I think next time you can take care of this. But overall, I love the overall section. Now coming to table topic speakers, Jaspreet. I think your speech was very authentic, like it was directly from the heart. And you told multiple anecdotes, not a single one. So this showed that how much the title, the topic that was there in the title has affected you. So I really liked your speech. I have no recommendation for you. Now moving on to Ashma. So Ashima, you followed the Oreo approach, but there was a little miss. So the topic was what is the difference, like when communication can be done online versus offline. The topic was something related to face-to-face communication, but your speech was about communication skills, not about the face-to-face communication. So the topic was little miss, but if the topic would have been on the communication skills, then you followed all the rules required for table topic. And then Mehraj, so you were really good, by the way. Like, don't think that you are not a good impromptu speaker. You were really good, and the content was very relevant to the topic. So I just want to advise you to read about the Oreo 6W, or there are different kind of approaches that you can follow to put the structure into your speech. So maybe you can look at that. So yeah. Then moving on to Yash. Yash, you followed Oreo approach, but I believe that this is what my learnings are. So it's really important to bring the personal touch in every speech. So I believe if you could have shared some story from your own life, or anything, something like that, it would have made more impact in your speech. But overall, your content was very relevant to the title. So this is it. And moving on to Anant. Anant has really broken down the title into two subparts and then explained to us. It is very easy for any layman person to understand that with this way, when you are, breaking the things into the smallest parts. So I love it. I don't have any recommendation for you. Priyanka, again, no recommendation, but I would like to challenge you on something. So I would like to challenge you that you need to attempt more and more table topics to be more fluent in this area also. I know you are a great speaker, but I would like to challenge you this to increase your quantity in table topic speeches. I hope I have not missed anyone. Okay, overall meeting started on time. Many people used word of the day, and I really enjoyed each and every role player part. And this is it from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot to Master Neeraj for that excellent evaluation, and thanks to the entire evaluation team for sharing their feedback. Now is the time for pledge. Request us all to open up our videos, not to take like an oath or pledge. But next year, we all will have representation in one of the contests, be it club, area, division, district. And we have our last year district champion Toastmasters history finally dialing in. So minimum 2 district representations next year. The formula, as we discussed, is simple. One speech. We all remember Toastmasters history's repap speech, which now she has also, I think, got like I won't say fed up, but she has shared that a lot. That is a life story. We remember Toastmasters history's repap speech. We remember distinguished Toastmaster Upinder's why me speech. Distinguished Toastmaster Anand told that the speech he gave this time for division, which minor, like could have made to district was the district speech he gave almost 10 years back in Hyderabad, which got him to district. And the Division I winner this time, we all knew what speech he's going to give. Before he even went on the stage, we all were like, "Ye Hakka wali speech hogi." It's the Hakka wali speech, because he was giving it for the 18th or 19th time. We all knew each word he was going to say on the stage. He still made it to the district. So it doesn't have to be a different story. It doesn't have to be a different speech. It has, first of all, it's the international speech contest. We have to prepare one speech in the next 1 year. One speech in the next 1 year, which is going to be memorable for all of us, which is going to come from our heart, which is something which we want to share with the audience. We work with our mentor to tick mark each part of the ballot one by one. You have 1 year, we have 12 months to practice. It's not a short time. Take one speech, master it, keep a second one for area, club, or division level, you just for variation if you want. But even one speech works. Once you work on one speech, each of the parts of the ballot, you will have your skills at the highest of your potential. 1 year is enough timeline to give the best speech of your life to the audience. Every month, try to give that speech to our club or a sister club, SPTM. One reality is that after division level, the contest starts to become physical in presence. So that's a suggestion that we either utilize, for example, a sister club, SPTM, or a club in your area to go there physically to be comfortable with the stage as much as possible. We can practice all the skills within being part of TPTM. At the same time, make yourself comfortable with a physical audience, how to use the stage, how to utilize your body language, how to communicate. And after that, you'll have a finesse of skills to be a world champion or aspiring to be an able world champion. So I really hope next year, two of us from this meeting and the club overall minimum will be making it to the district. It's an ambitious goal, but TPTM and SPTM are known for achieving ambitious goals. Let's give our best. I hope the next year's club contest will be the most fiercely contested TPTM and SPTM contest ever. With that hope, I hand it over back to presiding officer of the evening, Toastmaster Utkarsh, to close the meeting.
Wasn't it great? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anshuman, on behalf of the entire club and everyone who's present here. I thank you for giving us so much wisdom. I mean, you literally poured your heart out in giving us with all the wisdom. You showed us the ballot, told us every minute details about crafting and delivering speeches. Thank you so much. And you even interacted with all the ISC participants and asked for their learnings. And of course, to top it up with all the inside scoop of letting us know that it's okay to repeat the same speech over and over again, as has been done by previous winners as well. I'm sure we have had a lot of learnings today, and I'm sure that we will go as much more informed individual. And as a budding speaker, we have a lot of learnings today. Thank you so much. I would also like to congratulate and thank our Madam General Evaluator for such a detailed and comprehensive feedback. This will definitely help us to become better public speakers. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neeraj. It's time for me to launch some polls. Due to some glitch, I'm going to relaunch the poll for the best table topic speaker because it ended abruptly the last time. I request everyone to cast their votes since we are going to have a lot of polls. So let's do this exercise really quickly. I will have 10 seconds for each poll. In the meantime, I'm going to start taking feedback, valuable feedback from our guests. How about I start with Mehraj? We couldn't chat in the beginning because you joined late, but it's the right time to chat. Hi, Mehraj. May I know where are you joining us from, firstly?
Yeah, hi everyone. I am joining from Gandhinagar.
Wow, lovely. I'm sure it must be really hot in Gujarat nowadays, as has been in Delhi. All right.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, may I ask you that this is your first Toastmaster meeting, or have you attended Toastmaster meetings before?
No, I have attended a few in Delhi. But the thing is that my job requires to, me to travel. So, which is the reason why, I could not really commit to to the meetings, I would say. And I'm more comfortable meeting in person than having conversation or having communication online, because it really does not click well with me. But then I thought, like, let's give it a shot, and this communication and having, because I have anxiety talking to people, a lot of people. So I thought, like, let's break that barrier and see how it goes. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Let me tell you the secret that I suffer from the same thing. We are both on the same boat. I suffer from severe anxiety from talking to people, and I'm happy that you made the call of giving a shot to attend an online meeting, in spite of the fact that you had second thoughts about it. And if I may ask you now, that how was your experience after attending an online session?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. I mean, all of you are very well prepared. I really like the flow. But then again, when it comes to, when it comes to delivering, I mean, my part, I'm not sure how good I will be, or I would be able to, deliver the even the bare minimum, for that matter. That's what I'm worried about. So
Well,
that would be a task. I think I'm ready to take the challenge right now. And
well,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, please go ahead. Please go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I remember this dialogue. It says that कहीं पे पहुंचने के लिए कहीं से निकलना बहुत जरूरी है, I guess. So I'll apply that in my life. I've been applying that in my life quite frequently these days. So yeah, I'm here, and I'm a very when it comes to writing, like I can write paragraphs and paragraphs, but when it comes to probably communicating with people, communicating my thoughts, it becomes a barrier, and that's the goal, basically, to be to be able to connect my thoughts with probably my, I don't know, I mean, if I say mouth, it would look very very doesn't sound well, but yeah, that's the goal, basically.
Well, I'm glad that you have poured your heart out, and kind of like relate to your experience, because I'm the kind of person who kind of delayed getting into any kind of public speaking forum for a long time, because, as you said, I suffered from anxiety. You suffered from anxiety. I suffer from anxiety too. But the step I took was like my route. I can speak from my experience, is that I joined an online forum first, so that it could be easier for me to connect with virtually, and then I'll probably move on to the physical meetings. And that is why I like the mix of our club, because we have a sister club which meets offline as well. So you get the best of both worlds. So if you feel like you ever want to connect physically, you can connect to our sister club as well. And I urge you to please come more often. And I'm sure your experience will evolve, and and the Toastmaster experience will definitely grow on you. Thank you so much, Mehraj, for connecting with us today. It was lovely chatting with you.
Same here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. We also have Mihir. By the way, the polls for best auxiliary role player is up. I request everyone to cast their votes. We also have with us our not so frequent but sort of frequent guest, Mihir. Hi, Mihir. How are you?
Hi, Utkarsh. I'm good. You tell.
So, how is Toastmaster experience evolving? And I hope it's growing on you. Any opinions about it?
Yeah, I'm really liking it, but it's getting a bit difficult lately to join the meetings regularly. But today as well, like I joined, I guess, an hour late, but I'm trying to be more regular, and like I would really try to separate my this 2 hours going in, like keeping these 2 hours separate from my work, so that I'm able to join these meetings regularly. Yeah, like I'm really enjoying the meetings that we have online for now. Maybe later I can focus on physical as well.
Thank you. And I love the fact that the intent is there. And if the intent is there, the action will definitely culminate. So Thank you, Mihir, for being so honest. And I'm sure that you will connect with us more often. And I hope your experience will always be great. Thank you so much for joining us today,
Thank you.
Mihir. All right. I think that the poll for best speech evaluator is up. I request everyone to cast their votes. I close the polls in 5 seconds. If anyone's remaining, please vote. All right. I guess all the polls have been casted. Let's start with the result, the much awaited result. Let's start with the best auxiliary role player. So we had the fight was between the timer Toastmaster Jaspreet and language evaluator Toastmaster Ashima. And I'm very, very pleased to inform you that it is a tie between the two. So both of them are winners. Can we have a huge, huge round of applause for both of them? Both of them did a very diligent job, be it to a timer Jaspreet or our language evaluator Toastmaster Ashima. Congratulations. Moving on to the best table topic speaker. I'm sorry for the glitch that happened last time, for the first time when we polled for that. So the winner for the best table topic speaker is our Madam Vice President Education, Toastmaster Neeraj. Can we have a huge, huge round of applause for her? Congratulations, Neeraj. This was one of your nemesis speaking impromptu, and I'm so happy that you are improving and the results are definitely reflecting. Congratulations, Toastmaster Neeraj. Moving on to the best prepared speaker. The best prepared speaker is speaker number 1, yours truly, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Can we have a huge round of applause? All right. Moving on to the best speech evaluator. The best speech evaluator is my speech evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Anand. Can we have a huge round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Anand as well? And finally, for the best role player, the fight was between our lovely T-Mod, Toastmaster Anshuman, General Evaluator Neeraj, and TTM Ankit, Toastmaster Ankit. It was a very, very close fight, but the winner is our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anshuman. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? It was a very well-deserved victory. Any victory speech, Toastmaster Anshuman? You want to thank anyone? You have 30 seconds for it.
The speaker has to thank. You're the superstar speaker for the evening.
I thank my evaluator as well as my mentor, distinguished Toastmaster, all of my mentors here, like this Toastmaster Srishti, Toastmaster Anshuman, for always filling and giving me valuable feedback. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, I'm not going to praise anyone anymore. I'm done with it. That concludes the formal part of our meeting. Let's